Bobby Bass, welcome to the studio.
Thank you so much.
Cheers to the boy pod. Cheers to the boy pod.
Cheers to the boy pod. Pod. It's already working.
Bobby, you were the first in-person guest after Colin McGinnis.
That it feels very magical.
Do you feel the weight of Colum's grand stature upon ye?
Yeah, he's practically sitting on my shoulders right now.
I think he wishes he were. Colin, we'll see you in just a few days when we raid the city of Los Angeles for all it's worth.
Oh, I can't wait. Little boys trip.
But now we're in Phoenix.
Yeah.
First time in Phoenix.
First time in Phoenix. First time in Arizona as well. And I'll be honest, I'm glad I came during the fall.
Yeah.
Because
you just missed like the major heat. It really like midway through October, I've found. It goes from being really hot to pretty much perfect. By the way, upper 90s is like really nice here. You know?
Because it's like dry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's dry heat. If you've got AC, if you've got a pool next door, you're good to go.
Yep. Oh, damn. Definitely.
It's great to have you here, man.
No, it's great to be here.
What's been going on in your life? Tell us about some exciting projects you have going on right now.
Oh boy, well, I feel a few of them you're very familiar with.
Indeed.
One of the biggest ones that is coming up is the Wellerman. We just finished recording our second album very recently, and we started actually we recorded it, most of it in person last summer when we were in London for about 3 weeks. We spent the first half of that recording the album, and then the second half doing shows and going to different places. But now we're actually wrapping up that process because we were dealing with some other stuff. We had our tour, and then we realized we still have stuff to record for the album. Then we wanted to add more songs and blah 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 blah. But finally, we are here, and so
awesome.
We just had our first single drop today. Actually,
is it Wild Mountain Time?
Yeah, honestly, one of my favorites from the album, and to perform live.
Is that an original by Johnny, or is there original by Johnny on the album somewhere?
There is. Wild Mountain Time isn't that. It's a traditional cover, but Johnny did do the original song that he wrote called Northern Sky, which is another one of my favorites, especially to perform, and it's also what the album's named after. We have an original by him on there, and we're going to have another one by Sam that's also on there.
Nice.
That the title, I don't think we've decided a title for it yet, but it's a fun one. It's Sam, so it's a fun one.
Yeah. How long is the album? It's full length, yeah?
Yeah, this is a full length album. I don't know if it's longer or shorter. I can actually, I could pull up how many songs on my phone.
Pull it up, man.
Yeah. And where are you? There's too many Wellerman chats here in WhatsApp for me.
Yes, it gets hectic. All the group chats get extremely hectic.
Okay, here we go. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
12
I
songs.
believe 12. Yeah.
Proper full length.
We just confirmed the actual track list and the order of the track list last week. So
okay.
now we're in go mode.
Are you doing videos for all of them?
I don't think for all of them. Maybe eventually. We did have a video for Wild Mountain Time, which I'm not sure if it's out yet.
It did. It came out a couple of days ago. I haven't seen it, but
there you go then. It's out.
I saw the premiere. Getting ready.
So that one we did a video for. We're going to try and do some in-person videos once we meet up again, I believe, when our tour starts in March, which is going to be fun.
Oh my gosh.
But we're going to have plenty of opportunities to record for some music videos. So I would love some more live in-person videos.
Favorite song in the album? Gun to your head.
Pull this back up again real quick. Okay. I don't know if we announced the track listing yet, but I will put my favorite one out. I'll say Song of Durin is one of my favorites. That's definitely up there. And honestly, Wild Mountain Time. Because it almost makes me cry every time.
Oh. Who's it by originally, or is it like a traditional folk song kind of thing?
I think it's a traditional one just made a while ago. No one knows who it's by.
Okay.
Or we do, and I don't know. But I know it is an old song. I know it's actually no, I was thinking of a different song. But yeah, not sure who it's by exactly.
And you guys Are the voices arranged how they've always been, where it's Luke at the bottom, you taking kind of bass one, then Johnny, then Sam?
Yes.
Okay.
That's exactly it.
Okay.
And it's that's one of our like traditional like Wellerman style one, just 4-part harmony, no instruments. There are instruments on a lot of the other tracks that are on the album, much similar to our first album. But honestly, just the cohesion of this album, we were able to rent studio time like in this kind of barn studio in the south of England, it was very funny to use. It was super cool. But we had like a tube microphone that we recorded on. We had a bunch of different mics, depending on whether it's like kind of a just meant for vocal song like Wild Mountain Time. I think we recorded all of that on the tube microphone just for kind of rustic sound. And depending on what the other tracks were, we used different mics. But it was great to actually have the ability, because the first album was all recorded online. None of us had met each other by the time the first album came out. So this time when we all met together, we were actually able to record together, so it's going to sound a lot more cohesive, and we were able to give each other notes and kind of not guess how the other person is singing. And it's going to sound so much better. And we have one person mixing the whole album, I think, besides Wild Mountain Time, which Johnny did the production for. So this album we are so excited for. Yeah.
Did you guys have to, you and Luke specifically, are there any super low bass lines that you guys needed morning voice for? Okay. I was wondering, because you guys are going to be taking this music on tour, so it has to be performable, at least for the most part, right?
100%. So there are a few songs. I mean, we do like to add like subharmonics in here and there. We don't usually perform them live. If the voice is up for it, we do. But for super low chest parts, like Song of Durin that I was just talking about, I think there were a bunch of low A's that I had to hit in there, and got a nice morning voice for it. But I don't think I'll be performing, because some of it was in harmony, so I won't be performing the low A's live.
Sure.
Unless I have low A's live, which this previous tour I did have a couple days where I was able to sing low A in chest. Shout out DC. Thank you to New York for that. No, it honestly just depends on how your voice is going to be doing, because sometimes if our voices are much lower, we've been singing a lot and stuff like that, yeah, we'll throw it in, but otherwise we'll do the octave above.
Yeah.
Most of the time it's not detrimental to the arrangement to exclude some of those notes, but yeah,
as long as it's done outside of like a solo moment, and even then it'd be just as beautiful. You just wouldn't have the kind of wow factor of a live low A in chest, which is remarkable. I mean, that's not many people can do that.
It is crazy when you can just, when you're like, oh, is it gonna hit? Yeah. But some things can definitely help that.
Indeed, yes. Shout out to Don Julio.
Don Julio Reposado Tequila, the tequila of the podcast.
that is one like voice color I could do on command. Even if I like don't have low notes that day, I can tap into the movie trailer gravelly commercial voice.
Yeah, you almost use it for like the Peaky Blinders impression.
The Peaky Blinders, yeah.
Oh, so good, yeah. No, it's you kind of nail that voice, which I love. Yeah.
How much can you talk about tour / where you guys are going?
Yeah, definitely.
I'm very excited for you guys.
Pull up some dates here. So yeah, no, for the first we're doing 3 tours next year. Yeah, it's gonna be a lot. But we're very excited. The first tour is going to be Midwestern tour of the US. So I got it pulled up right here. We're going to like Texas, Colorado, Arizona. We are going to Phoenix.
Yes. When is that?
Let me see. Phoenix in March 19th. So if you're in Phoenix, check that out.
March 19th.
That's going to be at the Rebel Lounge.
Okay.
So if you heard of that, that's where we'll be. But yeah, we're going to be in California, Oregon, Washington. We're actually going to be in Canada for a brief, I think just for literally one trip or one show. And then Washington, West Virginia, and North Carolina, we're going to be flying back to the other side of the country for.
Okay.
But that's going to be our first tour, and that's going to be March through April. Then we have our Europe tour, which is a couple weeks after that, which is going to be from April to May, which I'm very excited about because I've been to only, I think, 4 countries in Europe, and they're very random. I mean, well, England's not random, but we have England, we have the Czech Republic, Montenegro, and the Netherlands, which I've been to, and I'm about to build up that roster a little bit more.
Big time.
But the third tour, I'm not sure yet. We're still, since we just solidified the first 2, we're dealing with the third tour in a little while.
Awesome.
So,
Dang, man. So big things for the Wellerman coming.
Big things. Next year is going to be a huge year, especially with this album coming.
Yeah. All right, what else you got going on?
All right. Well, this
What
next
else you got
one
going on?
we were enjoying a little bit today.
Sure
Is something called "May the Bass Be With You" Volume 4, and
Represent.
we both got our merch for today.
Merch.
No, but we I know at least I finished. I think all the vocals are done.
Yeah,
Well,
and I
they're
think
being mixed right now.
we can
so yeah.
we can also talk about it fully here.
Perfect.
We have freedom to release this whenever.
All right. We don't have a label that tells us we can't.
Independent.
Hell yeah. But no, we Peter and I actually just shot the music video for one of the songs today. Can we tell? I know we just said, but
we sure can.
we're going to be, it's for Valhalla Calling. This EP is going to be kind of a sea shanty Viking mix.
Fantasy, I'd
Yeah.
throw in there.
Fantasy, definitely. And not just a mix of that, but a very eclectic mix of genres within that,
Yeah.
which is kind of the first time we've done that with an EP.
Yeah.
And I feel like it was kind of unintentional at first, and then later we realized, oh wait, this. Looking at the songs, like these are kind of different, unique in its own way.
What I've been telling people when I talk to them for the podcast and they ask about the Bass Gang, I say, previously the Bass Gang, we've just kind of done what we felt like Billie Eilish, alternative rock, Disney, like random that we just like. This would be fun. Let's do this. This volume is totally like what the people want from the Bass Gang, with our added spins to it. Like, for example, Valhalla Calling, you probably would have heard it by now. Tommy found a metal band from the Czech Republic that we're featuring. We're also featuring Big Brev. And it is truly one of the most epic, maybe the most epic track I've ever been a part of. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's insane.
100%. Great workout music, too.
Great work. we were filming that today. The video's going to be cool, too, actually.
Oh, yeah. I'm so excited.
Valhalla Calling, Castamere.
We
That's
got
your
Rings of
song.
Castamere, which is mine, which is featuring Ali the Piper and Jonathan Warren, who are on bagpipes and violin. And also Isaiah Carter, who did the arrangement, who's on vocal percussion and did some of the instruments as well in the background.
Yeah.
Like samples and stuff like that, which he's amazing at.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So we have those two, and then we have yours.
My Mother Told Me.
Mm-hmm.
With a heavy electronic spin on it,
Oh, yeah.
featuring the great Eric Holloway. The bassiest McBass sings down to a sustained low E1 in chest voice and a bunch of F sharps.
It's not fair.
Absurd.
It's not fair.
Absurd. So that one's crazy. That's like me taking my own like solo work and kind of putting it on the Bass Gang.
Yeah, and
Right.
I'm honestly surprised that it took us this long to have a collaboration with Eric as well.
Yeah.
Given that we are the Bass Gang.
Yeah.
So it was great to have him on this track.
He's pumped about it.
Yeah.
He's pumped about it. And then to finish off, we have Dragonborn.
Mm-hmm.
We will be featuring basically a full chamber orchestra. It's 2 musicians, but they play all these instruments. We have an 11-piece orchestra playing for Dragonborn, and it is amazing.
It's exactly what it needed. Yeah. And we had Marwan behind the arrangement, so and
Stunning. And
Vinny Marquis, very, very Vinny, who's our collaborator on that. So to bring some high notes to our bass.
Yes. So we have Brev, metal band, Eric Holloway, Ali the Piper, what's your violin?
Jonathan Warren,
Vinny Marquis, and the chamber orchestra.
Yeah.
Dang.
That's quite a
lineup.
squad. I was actually trying to think of the other day of how many collaborators we've worked with throughout the time that we've done this. Because
Must be like 15 or 20.
yeah, I mean the first album we didn't do anyone, but the second one we had 4, one for each song, and then we
Yeah.
did some other singles here and there
Yeah.
and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tim Faust,
Tim Faust.
Peter Hollins.
Peter Hollins. Then we had Melinda, Jonathan Young, Melinda, Colum. We had
Lauren Paley.
Lauren Paley, Elliot Robinson.
Oh.
And a bunch of the people now who are on this new EP here.
Yeah.
So that's already like over 10.
Casper jumped on a song.
He did.
It's been a lot.
Yeah. And it's crazy to think we're on the 4th EP of this. Like, we've done 4 of these, not including singles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like a real discography building up.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think we're coming up on like 25 or 30 songs.
Wow. That's insane.
It's wild.
I know I have my own personal Bobby Bass playlist on Spotify that just has all of the songs that I'm like a part of, including Bass Gang, Wellerman, other collaborations with Melinda, or previous ones with my college a cappella group, just whatever I'm on. And I was looking through that, and obviously there's like a ton of Bass Gang songs on there.
Yeah.
But just like, it was kind of crazy seeing how that started just like 3 years ago. And now kind of what it's built up to now, just all of, because when you're doing so many songs, I'm sure you can attest to this right now with all the songs that you're working on.
Yeah.
You kind of forget exactly how much you're putting out and how much is just out. Once you're done, you kind of forget about the project when it's out there. So it's nice to look back at this stuff.
It's crazy. I mean, in short order, we'll both probably be a part of like 100 songs on streaming services.
Damn.
You know?
That's crazy.
Like between groups and collaborations and stuff. Oh, another big collaboration. Halo,
yes. Oh, we just listened to the first mix of that, what was that, like a week ago or a week and a half? So the kind of the story behind that, we Peter, Big Brev and I went to Nashville kind of as a trip, and we were going to collaborate with some people, and we ended up doing all these stairwell singing songs, one of which was Halo featuring Lauren Paley, and that kind of blew up on social media.
Yeah, they all kind of did.
Yeah, which was great, which was why we're doing this again.
Yeah.
But no, we kind of were like, we should make a full Halo cover, because obviously we're all bass singers. A lot of people have been recommending this particular song for us, and we both have had history in the past with this song before. Yeah. So kind of having this full arrangement, this full cover that we're dropping. We're going to be filming a music video next time we're down in Nashville. We had our lovely Johnny Stewart from the Wellerman. He arranged it and he mixed it. He did the production and stuff for that. Mm-hmm. Then Peter, Danny, Lauren, and I sang on it.
It's so good.
So good.
I can't wait. I'm sure Johnny's been tied up with Wellerman stuff.
Oh yeah.
Waiting to do the second mix.
There's been a lot of like deadlines that have just been kind of piling on around this time of month. But
it's our time of the month.
It's our time of the month. The bass time of the month. No, but I kind of want to listen to that mix with the monitors.
Yeah, we forgot to do that earlier.
Yeah.
We'll do that.
Hell yeah.
Okay, so that's a lot of collabs. I remember you talking a while ago about you were working on a lot of Halloween stuff. Is that still happening, or have you been hurricaned away with all the other collaborations?
Oh, the hurricane was strong. Yeah. It kind of got me put in a great position for next year, because I kind of have all these sessions which I use Logic Pro. Shout out, which we're using right now. But I kind of have this list of Halloween songs that I've been working on, and a lot of them are like instrumental wise are pretty like filled up. So I've got like a lot of that out of the way, and arrangement stuff wise out of the way. There's still a few songs I need to work on, but I'm thinking of pushing it to next Halloween.
Sure.
Because then it's going to be, now that I have a bunch of time, it's going to be bigger and better, and I'm going to have it exactly what I want.
Yeah.
And honestly, like Halloween songs with the bass voice work so well.
They do.
We kind of found that out with
Emperor's New Clothes.
Yeah, Emperor's New Clothes.
First video on the Bass Gang channel.
Yeah.
Still one of our most popular.
Yeah, no, and honestly, I haven't listened to that one in a while. I need to listen to that soon.
It still
that
slaps.
Was a banger.
It still slaps.
Yeah. But no Halloween songs with bass voices, like I did one with Colum and Lauren Paley, Oh Death, a few years ago. Mm-hmm. That one does, and is still doing really well.
Really well.
And I did Hey Little Songbird a while ago, like a little short cover of it.
That was the first time I heard you sing.
Really?
Yep.
Damn.
It popped up in the Bass Gang Discord. And at that point, I didn't even know, like, extended techniques. And you sang the G1, and I was like, what the fuck is he doing?
Yeah.
Like, is his voice that low?
Yeah, it's especially with production wise like that, you could be like, what exactly is that? Is that chest or is that something
if it's
else?
really clean. And I just didn't. I hadn't heard enough of it to like really be able to tell the difference in timbre between a sub and a chest note at that point. I was like, who is this guy?
Yeah.
I was like, he's in the server? Who is this guy?
No, definitely. I remember joining that server and stuff, and that was kind of when I first started doing TikTok, actually.
Yeah.
I first started posting on TikTok, doing all those duets. But no, it's been really cool, like, once we've opened our mind to like the actual bass singing world, we have such a good ear for all these different techniques. Someone will do it, we'll be like, oh, that's chest, or that's subs, or chest fry, inhale, whatever.
Dude, we both this is so funny because I think this is where I saw it. We were both in the Bass Singing Nation Discord, like posting in the like share thread, like, hey, look at my new cover.
It's like, oh, let me drop this little little link.
Yeah, maybe this will get like 20 views from the BSN.
Oh, and then they had the ambassadors.
Then we got leveled up. Yes.
Yeah. What a time. What a server.
What a server. It's gone through transformations. It's good now. It kind of fell apart, but now it's back.
Yeah. I remember one day, like I would think I was literally in Montenegro drinking as well, and I just saw a text from Tommy, and he's like, well, server's done. And I was like, what? And then,
oh my god, that was Tommy's server.
Yeah,
that's right. Tommy started the Bass Singing Nation.
And I think at peak it had like well over 1,000 people.
Dude, it was like 10,000 before it crashed.
What?
Yeah.
Oh my god. Honestly, that's one of like the biggest things Tommy has done. Imagine making a Discord server that has like that many people in it.
Yeah. And it's really great. It's become a really good foundation for. I actually still am quite active in specifically the classical section because I feel like I need to be a mentor because no one knows what they're doing when it comes to opera or classical technique.
Exactly.
And so I try to get in there a couple of times a week and answer questions and stuff.
Honestly, that's great because like I'm sure you've received a bunch of messages as well from people being like, I have this low voice and I didn't think I could do anything with it, but seeing your music has inspired me to actually do this stuff. And like compared to when I first joined TikTok, which was, as I probably talked to you about in the first interview years and years ago.
Wild.
I saw like a few bass singers on it. It was actually one of my friends sent me this video of my friend Noah Canales, who was on Misty Mountains.
He was on Misty, right?
And he actually joined us for the New York show, for the Wellerman tour, because he lives in New York. He hopped on stage with us. Melinda joined us as well for a song, and so his was the first like video my friend sent me, and she's like, "You should do a thing like this where it was just duet with your bass voice." And there weren't really like any. There were a very small amount of bass singers on TikTok, and once I started doing it and then other people started doing it and more people started joining, now there were like tons and tons of people just singing bass on TikTok, singing subharmonics and just adding bass lines and kind of bringing the bass voice to prominence. And it kind of hit me when I woke up one morning, and I had a message from Tim Faust on Twitter. And he just messaged me, like we'd never talked before or anything. And he messaged me, he's like, thanks for keeping the bass voice prominent. And I was like, thank you. Which was crazy because like he was such a big inspiration when I first started singing bass. Like, you know, the typical three, him, Tim, and Avi.
Yep.
Or him, Jeff, and Avi. He is Tim. But
Tim is Tim. Thank you
Tim,
for
Tim,
asking.
And Avi. No, but yeah. Bass voice.
And so cool. We're going to be seeing Tim next month.
We're seeing Tim next month.
We're probably going to be singing with Tim next month.
You never know what's going to happen, right?
He said he was down to do some stairwells with us, which shocked me.
And now we got a stairwell to do it. So we should definitely see if we can get that same place.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because that was a nice stairwell.
We should book that while you're here.
Yes.
Book now. Well, also flights.
And flights, yes. I'm going to see if Danny and I can fly out of the same airport since we're close.
Nice.
That'd be fun flying with Danny.
Yeah. Don't sit next to him. He's too big.
Want to share some headphones?
Danny needs 2 seats.
Yeah.
He is the big Brev, after all.
There is a reason. Yes, his muscles just break the frickin'
Everyone should
armrests.
join Danny's vocal studio, Studio Brev. Link in the description. Best vocal studio on the planet.
He's one of the most impressive singers. Like,
He really
I
is,
know.
though. Like-
So technically proficient, not just with singing, but with teaching as well.
Yeah.
Like I took a voice lesson with him, and he made me realize like a lot about my voice.
That's awesome.
And I'm definitely going to talk to you later about that.
Yeah.
But
please.
it was super helpful. I'm definitely going to be looking to do some more with him in the future. But you're not gonna see a low amount of content with us and Danny in it. So
Yeah.
we're
yeah.
gonna be doing a lot of
a
stuff.
lot of stuff together. I'm so excited to go back to Nashville.
That was so
Like
fun.
that first trip was just a dream. Like that's just what I want to do more of. It's like this, like meeting up with other friends and creators and just making music.
And you never know what's gonna happen.
You never know what's gonna happen.
Just the stairwell singing that we did that led to covers. Danny with boots.
Boots.
Greater dread my baby.
Hey, you won't buy a pair of boot, man.
Broadway was so fun. So fun.
Broadway's not ready.
I don't think so.
They're not ready. There are more people coming through next time. Danny's bringing like a squad.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
This is gonna
Like
be
other
fun.
friends from like his hometown he's been working on like boots with are coming down to Nashville.
It's
You
gonna
got
be
to
a party.
connect back up with Heather. Shout out to Heather, who was just on the Netflix show The Circle.
Oh, hell yeah! Congrats to her.
Yeah.
Wow. Damn, that was, and she came through that night. Brought
She
us to
came
that
up big, the VIP.
rooftop party.
Yeah.
So Peter and I, Peter's friend Heather, did she run the bar or what did she do?
She was just bartending that night for that event.
Yeah, and she was able to get us rooftop access to this private party. And we went up there, and everyone is dressed completely in white. And I remember I at least was wearing the black Bass Gang tank top,
Yeah.
black jeans, and that like rainbow fluorescent cowboy hat. Oh, that was such a great party.
You know, we ended up meeting some cool people because, you know, if you show up confident, they're like, oh, they're supposed to be wearing black. And then they're like, whoa, who are they? Why are they wearing not white, right?
Mm-hmm.
It worked out that way.
Oh, I'm so glad. That was a great trip, and it's made me super excited for this next
Yeah.
one.
She said she'll be in town. I texted her the other day. She'll be in town, so we'll try to link up with her again.
Hell yeah.
Have a big cheers to her Netflix success.
Yeah, she'll get a shot on me.
Exactly. She probably gave us free drinks last time, right? Almost certainly.
I don't remember, so she probably did.
Was that the last night in town? And then you got up for your like 7 a.m. flight
Oh boy.
a few hours later.
I don't think was that?
I think it might have been.
Some of the nights just kind of blend into each other, but that might have been. Yeah, I had a 7 a.m. flight to Wisconsin that next day. I felt awful.
Yep.
But the Uber to the airport, I was talking to him, and if I found out he was a fan of the Bass Gang, and it was crazy because we were talking about like Avi Kaplan and stuff,
Yeah.
and just stuff like that, and it kind of led to the Bass Gang, and then and he was like, "What?" And we were just talking about that.
That was a crazy day for that because Brev also said he ran into like 3 people that recognized him, and I ran into someone after I went through security. This middle-aged woman came up to me and was like, "Hi, excuse me, like, do you have a YouTube channel?" And I was like, "Why, yes, I do." And she was like, "My daughter's really shy, but she's a huge fan of yours." And like they're walking, and so I went and like chatted with the daughter for a few minutes and like walked them part of the way through the gate. It was like, and it was right after I think you had just told me like, "Yo, guys, the Uber driver like knew who I was," and Danny was like, "Yo, I just ran into someone that recognized me," and like all of this was happening after this moment in Nashville.
It was definitely a moment. My Hattie B's chicken was too hot, but I know that for next time.
You got like the medium, and it scorched your face.
Yeah. Oh my God. Next time we're going down a tier.
Down.
That chicken's so good.
Do the mild. It was fantastic. Yeah. What was that burger place we ate? That burger place on Broadway was phenomenal.
Oh yeah, the one my friend Leo brought us to.
Yes.
That was really good. I don't even remember what that was called. We have to go there next
I can
time.
find it again.
Oh yeah, just follow the smells.
Follow the smells. Nashville's gonna be great. We're gonna meet up with Lauren again.
Mm-hmm.
Meet
Yeah.
up with Jada again. Yeah. Meet up with Tim. Maybe meet up with Avi.
That would be sweet. Yeah, he we were talking and he said it was there, so
Okay,
we're gonna try and find a time to
we got to do
meet
something, even if it's just like coffee
up. Oh yeah,
or a drink. We got to meet up with him.
definitely.
David Michael Frank, we'll try to see.
Yes, 100%.
Awesome.
There's a lot of people in Nashville.
Gosh, I know.
Yeah,
I love that city.
Mm-hmm.
I want to get an apartment there.
I mean, yeah,
You know,
Nashville, Broadway,
Nashville.
all that stuff. Miley Cyrus was right.
She was right. What are you excited for in LA?
Ooh boy. Well, first of all, I'm excited for the concert we're going to. I think we should definitely blast some Imagine Dragons on the way there because I'm actually not too familiar with their discography.
Oh,
So I've been trying to go to more concerts recently. We had a great experience in Colorado.
yes, we did.
Where we saw Santana at Red Rock Amphitheater. Transcendent.
Cheers to that experience.
Cheers to that.
And we took a party bus there
yeah.
from Colorado Springs.
Yeah, so I was having my week-long family reunion at that point, and Peter, it was in Colorado, and Peter was like, how far away were you? Like driving
4
wise?
hours.
Yeah, 4 hours, which in the U.S. is relatively close when you're talking about the whole
Yeah.
country.
Yeah.
And so I was having a family reunion, and I was like, Peter, take some time off from Opera. You need to come down for a few days. And he came down.
I found a way.
We got, didn't you have to rent a car?
Yes, I lost my keys the night before. And then I had to spend like $600 to get a
Oh
car
my
for
God.
3 days.
Worth it, though?
Worth it.
Oh, my God. Because the party bus, I have a big family, and so on the party, it was just like a private party bus for me, my family, and friends who were there. What was there, like 20 of us?
Must have
Something
been.
on that bus?
Yeah.
And that whole bus ride was a trip on itself. And
Yeah.
once we finally got to Red Rocks, it just became a whole nother thing. That was such a surreal night.
And party bus back.
And then we took the party bus back. Yeah.
Absolutely amazing.
Yeah, definitely. But I'm excited for Imagine Dragons.
Yes.
We're seeing a bunch of our friends. We're going to be seeing Mia. And we're going to be LA is kind of one of those places like Nashville. It's one of the music hubs. And for us, where our lives are, we're professionally in music.
Yep.
We obviously know a lot of people around that area. So it leads to a lot of opportunities just to meet up and collab and kind of do whatever you want. Just hang out because like the world's big. And when you're collaborating with people online, you don't really get to meet them
Yeah.
in person that often. So traveling to places like this is really amazing because you actually get to meet people and confirm that they're real.
Yes.
Yeah.
I need to reach out to Eric Whitaker and Mako.
Yes. Oh my God. Please do.
Yeah, let's go to lunch with Eric Whitaker.
I will cry if you do. Oh my God. And Toph.
And Tough. Voice of Tough, yeah. I'm really excited. Oh, yeah. It's going to be fun.
LA it's almost like another world. It's cool.
I last time I was there was for the Metropolitan Opera voice competition.
Really?
Or like January 2023, I think. Almost 2 years ago.
How long were you there for?
Like weekend.
Oh.
I went out there for the district competition, won that. That was a weekend, and then went back for regionals and did not win. Sad. But the people that beat me won the whole national thing. So shout out to Sarah Saturnino and Anthony Leon. Great singers. But so I spent 2 weekends in LA, but it was very much to just do the competition. But that was when Colm and I met for the first time. We went out to that whiskey bar.
Oh, hell yeah.
At the district competition. Yeah.
Damn. How was that?
Oh, it was great. That guy has so much energy.
You're never not going to have a good time with Colin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was when he was here, it was just 2.5 days of just energy.
How does one do that? Is it just the Irish blood in him?
I think it is.
Damn.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like it was the first time I met him was last year when I was in LA at one point and we went on a bar crawl and and I felt that bar crawl. I mean, when you're with Column, it's not going to be light. And it was great. We just talked about so many great things. Talked about some music tea as well.
Yeah.
But no, it's just such great people that we know. Yeah.
I was just reflecting on that the other day. Just like, oh, well, I did this interview with the Academy of Vocal Arts, which is where I did my like final phase of opera training. And
they interviewed you.
They interviewed me. They were writing an article about like some AVA alumni. And they wrote one about me just because of all the stuff I've been doing, like still on the professional opera track, but doing all this stuff outside of it. And one of the things I talked about was like, they were asking for some advice about someone who might be trying to get into the creator world. And I was basically just like, there will be very long days, long weeks, long months. Like a lot of times if I'm in a production, before rehearsal, I'm working on projects. After rehearsal, I'm working on projects all day, right? But it has also brought me like some of the most fulfilling things in my life, some of my most cherished relationships, the coolest collaborations, like shooting music videos in the Czech Republic. So like it has been a lot of work for the last 4 years, but it is so worth it.
So enriching.
Stick to it. So worth it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I find myself like very lucky, just the time, not just like what I did, but like the timing that I did it. I kind of just fit in perfectly everywhere, like all over social media where I needed to kind of bring myself to the presence that I'm at today.
Yeah.
And like originally, because I started doing TikTok, that's kind of where I would say I started my online career, because I posted stuff on like YouTube before that, but like it wasn't really big. But that's when I actually started like actively doing stuff and intentionally doing stuff for that. And it just kind of fit perfectly in the timeline. And I had a point to this. I remember I had a point to this.
Great friends, great collaborators,
yes.
Fulfilling.
Yeah, and then again, once you start building your presence up like that, you meet people, and then you can kind of form these like healthy, like mutual relationships where kind of like us we had with the Bass Gang, or me with Melinda. We both had a big part in the growing of our presence online, especially with all the stuff on TikTok that we were doing with the sea shanties and such. And so yeah,
it's amazing who we've gotten to work with. Yeah. I think about that a lot. I mean, we were just talking about how you got started and you got a little message from Tim, and that was like the biggest deal in the world. Mm-hmm. Or like being bumped up to the BSN ambassadors was like a big thing. Or like a video getting 1,000 views.
Yeah,
was a big thing. Yeah. That's just a few years ago, and now it's like millions.
It's crazy.
Like
the numbers game.
Millions of people. And meeting up in a collaborative way with people like Tim, not like a, hey, I know you exist, but like, let's work together. Mm-hmm. It's been amazing. And I feel that too with the podcast, people I've gotten to speak with as well. And
I can imagine.
It's just amazing. You look around, you're like, man, I'm now working with all these people. It's funny talking to friends outside of this world, like some of my closest friends who are all doing so well, but they're not in the musical space. They're not in the social media space. And I'll be like with them, and I'd be like looking at Instagram, and they're just like, everyone in your DMs is like verified.
Yeah. Check.
I was like, yeah, this is like the people that we are, because I feel like messaging now is like either sending memes or collabs, like pretty much. Mm-hmm. And so like half of them is just memes to like hometown friends, and the other half of the messages is like people who have other relatively large followings that you're like working on projects with.
Exactly.
It's weird to have like leveled up so much in that way in just like a few years.
Yeah, it's almost seemed like these people from this different world, like Tim or Avi or Peter Hollins, now we're actually doing stuff with them, and that's kind of the definition of the word surreal. Just like being with these people, like you never know what's gonna happen. Like I'm very glad that I pursued this music career instead of computer science. Nothing against it, but I think this is just better for me.
Yeah,
and also it's good to have the degree on the side.
For sure. I wonder if we could whip up a little Halloween something while you're here.
Oh, I do have some ideas. Yeah,
we could.
Mm-hmm. I'm sure we could at least do like a little
Like a short.
a short thing.
Yeah.
Or if we're just like feeling motivated at some point, because we're gonna be together for a good amount of time. So yeah, that's kind of what Vinny and I did when we were we had this for those of you who don't know, Vinny and I had this Colorado trip. My mom has a house in Colorado, and earlier this year she just got it renovated. So when I was talking to Vinny and I was like, we should do some collaborations at my mom's Colorado house. So I flew us out there and we just worked all week. I was sick that week, but it worked well for my bass voice.
Yeah.
But we just had the best time in Colorado recording all these. A lot of the stuff we actually recorded has not come out yet.
Really?
So we did a bunch of different like duet covers and stuff. We did one with she's not in like the music TikTok area, but she does sing. Her name's Wheezy. It ain't easy being Wheezy.
I wanted to meet her when I was there.
Yeah, next time.
But
yeah, she's always traveling and stuff. But we were lucky she was there at that point, so we were able to meet up with her and record a little TikTok-sized collab, which you'll see at some point soon. But it's just the atmosphere in Colorado, as you saw, you were at that house too, was so beautiful.
So
just
nice.
with the mountains. We were able to film in this place called Cave of the Winds. Vinny and I, we got access there, where we filmed our Icy Fire video of me just beating the shit out of Vinny.
Sure did.
With a mace which was made out of a pinata stick dodgeball and like frosting tips.
Oh, I thought it was real.
Wah, wah, movie magic.
Liar.
I'm also not really a bass.
Oh my god.
But no, it's just like the flexibility as well of being a creator, which I know you have a little bit more of a solid
opera,
schedule with opera and stuff, but
solid when it's solid, and when it's not, it's very free.
Where we can do something like this.
Yes,
exactly. So yeah, that's fantastic and very helpful for our careers.
Yes, and I'm gonna try and keep the balance going. Like, I was just in Vegas for 3 weeks doing a world premiere. It was really cool being the first person to actually sing a role. They call that creating a role. So like last Friday night, that was the first performance of that show ever.
Wow.
You know, Eileen was there. Shout out to Eileen.
Oh, Eileen
was there.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Crazy to be in, like, when you think about it, like, wow, this whole opera was written and this is the first time the world's hearing it. Yeah. That's a cool thing to be a part of. But it's good to have that, and then to come back here where I have a long stretch of time with no more opera commitments, so we can go to LA and so we can go to Nashville next month, you know. Really nice. So I'm gonna try and keep that balance going. It leads for a very crazy lifestyle, but
hell yeah, but interesting lifestyle.
Very interesting, very rewarding.
Definitely.
Yeah. When you guys were shooting, because this connects to what we're thinking of for Scarborough Fair, which may or may not be out by the time this drops. Sometime next month, hopefully. Did you guys have stabilizers for your cameras when you and Benny shot Icy Fire, or were you just handheld shooting?
I think we just handheld shot
On your Sony?
Yeah, we had Russell. I forgot what camera Russell had, but he was able to. I mean, he's a photographer and videographer. He shot it amazingly, and we had help with the guy who ran the place as well, and those two combined just made it. We only had like a limited amount of time that we could shoot there, and we got everything that we needed done shot, and it was just perfect. But no, we didn't have stabilizers, I believe. We had like everything manual focus and such like that. And it turned out fantastic. Yeah, we had like Russell shoot, and Vinny edited, and I sang. And Vinny sang. Vinny did a lot. Vinny recorded his parts, did the production, and also the mixing and the video editing.
Really?
Yeah.
Actually, that makes sense. He makes a lot. I mean, he makes tons of music.
He actually did that for in college, music production, sound recording technology.
I still need to chat with him for the pod. Vinny still has yet to come on.
Soon.
Vinny.
Yep. Vinny.
If you're watching, Vinny.
Very, very Vinny.
Come talk to me.
Hopefully very, very soon.
Hopefully very, very Vinny. Very, very soon.
That's a soundbite right there.
Boom. Boy pod.
Oh yeah, our ice cubes are getting much smaller now.
They are. They're doing their job. They're cooling off this wonderful Don Julio.
Yeah.
By an angel sponsor who shall remain nameless. If you would like to sponsor the next in-person podcast, reach out to me. Maybe you can purchase a bottle of very fancy liquid for us to consume.
Incredibly fancy. From one liquid to another.
Pinky up. I want to go back to Volume 4.
Yes.
Because I'm thinking about calling this pod May the Bass Be With You, featuring Bobby Bass.
Let's do it.
When did we settle on the idea for like epic bass music for this particular one? Because like we talked about earlier, we had the kind of we do what we want. Billie Eilish was really fun, and The Rock was fun, and the Disney was incredible. One of the best trips ever. Yeah. And then this we were like, let's combine what we're good at with what people probably want to hear.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah. I feel like this project was kind of one of the ones that like eventually we were going to do, and it kind of came like around perfect timing right now.
Yeah.
But no, it's just I'm trying to remember like what we actually talked about to like decide that this album was going to be like Viking sea shanty fantasy based, kind of that like almost medieval style.
Yeah.
But it probably came because obviously sea shanties and songs like that are still doing really well. And trust me on this one. But I think it was we decided it was kind of our turn on doing it.
Yeah.
And I think we pulled it off in a way I didn't expect, especially with
Agreed.
The eclectic taste of the genre is because it's not even like we stuck to like the original genre of the song.
Yeah.
Like, especially with like Tommy's or with yours. But it was, yep, train of thought's gone.
Back to you, Peter. What's going on?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, so Valhalla Calling, well, I think we didn't want to do like the most predictable covers, right?
Yeah.
Like we intentionally didn't want to do Hoist the Colors because that's already gone to the moon and back.
I've done it 3 times.
With you and the Wellerman,
I think I'm done.
Everyone else. We didn't want to do, I don't think we wanted to do something like Lee for Johnny where it's just like, or the Wellerman.
Or Drunken Sailor.
Or Drunken Sailor. We wanted to branch enough from that and pick something that we could kind of put our own spin on.
Mm-hmm.
And Valhalla Calling, for example, is one of those things where it's like, this has been done. Obviously, Gavin wrote an incredible original song. There are a couple versions of it now. And there's even a version with Eric Holloway.
Yeah.
Which is pretty cool. And there's the short versions as well. But it hadn't been done in a full fleshed out version with numerous bass singers with like that metal element as well. Like this version goes hard.
Harder than a lot of you will expect. This is like
this is a new bass gang.
Like especially like listening to like I listened to the Gavin Payton Eric version of it like a lot, especially when working out at the gym because it's just like and so now this one is that, but even more now that we have like the actual metal and metalisms in this song.
It is elevated.
Metalisms. It has been elevated beyond its original epicness. Not to take away from anything, it's just from the original. It's just a different.
It's more intense.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Huge vocal layering.
Mm-hmm.
All the bassiness of any of those versions. I mean, the bass is absurd. Quite frankly.
Very pronounced.
Very pronounced. But the metal element, I mean, that is such a cool addition.
Mm-hmm.
And then Castamere, you were in a particularly busy moment in life.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't remember, did you pick that or did we encourage you to do that song?
I think, well, that was a song that was on the Wellerman's first album as well. And I'm trying to remember I honestly forget if we decided on kind of the genre of the album, what it was going to be, like the subfolder genre of it.
Yeah.
And I think I did choose Reigns of Castamere, and I was originally planning on arranging it, but life kind of built up to the part where I started arranging it right before the Wellerman tour hit off. And so we were having a meeting.
Oh boy.
And I was like, listen guys, I don't think the timing is going to work out well if I like try and arrange this right now. So we ended up deciding that it would be best for Isaiah Carter, who I met through this Berkeley a cappella group that I was in for a few years called Pitch Slapped. And he's the main, and still is the main arranger for that group. And he has done some of the most incredibly impressive a cappella arrangements I've ever heard. Also the hardest a cappella arrangements I've ever done in my life by far.
Yeah.
And imagine memorizing like 20 of those. Yeah. I mean, I know, I'm sure you know, with a bunch of like extremely hard opera parts and stuff.
Yes.
But
yes.
But sometimes the way that Isaiah does it, once you know it, it's so fun.
Yeah.
But I was like, actually, this wasn't even the first arrangement he did. He did Bruno.
And
Ghostbusters. Yeah. So this is going to be
he's becoming a regular hire for us.
Yeah. When it comes to acapella, he's definitely one of my top favorite arrangers.
Yeah.
But he was the first person I thought of, and I'm like, I want Isaiah to do it. Talk to him about it, and eventually we didn't have VP on that. We had VP. He did the VP on Ghostbusters.
Yes.
And he arranged the part, and we had Ali and Jonathan record bagpipes and violin for it, and we got the first mix back, and I sent it to him to check it out, and we were talking a little bit, and like an hour later he sent back just this link, and I was like, okay, and he uploaded a version. He added drums, brass, woodwinds, more strings, all these kind of percussion elements onto it, and just made it so much more epic. And I was like, can I have that?
And as we say this now, Tommy and Marwan have not heard all that, but we heard it today on the studio monitors, and we were both like,
madness.
Totally different song.
Madness. Yeah.
It has gone from like, the Lannister dirge to like a Dragonborn level epic fantasy song.
Exactly.
But the first half of the song is still so mellowed out and chill. We get the contrast of literally your voice with nothing else happening, and then Tommy's voice with nothing else happening, to like a 12-part operatic harmony with like a full fleshed out instrumental section.
It's
like you can't
crazy.
get more contrast.
I just want to look at the waveform for that master. But no, it's the way that he did it, and obviously we took some stuff out and like switched some stuff around, but like what he did was amazing, and the progression of the intensity, the musical intensity of the song throughout is perfect, because it starts out like very somber, just has some vocal harmonies, bagpipes and violins here and there. Then once you hit that final chorus, or
it starts
in the bridge, and then the final chorus just goes ham.
Bang.
Yeah, and it's crazy. And honestly, what like Reigns of Castamere, ever since I saw Game of Thrones for the first time, I think it was the end of the episode that they had the Battle of Blackwater, when everything just went silent and the credits started rolling, and you just hear the, I think the group was called the National. It's like, and who are you, the proud Lord? And I was just listening. I was like sitting there, and I was like, wow.
Might have been after the Red Wedding.
This is a cool song. I know it did play at the Red Wedding, like when he played
Yes, that's right.
Yeah. We'll have to go back and watch Game of Thrones again.
I'm actually very close. Very close. That's probably my next rewatch.
Oh, hell yeah.
And going into wintertime, too.
It's coming.
Winter is coming.
Okay, so we have Valhalla Calling, insane, full bass, big breath, metal. Then we have Castamere, bagpipes, violins, super stripped down and raw, but then huge by the end. And then we go to My Mother Told Me.
Yeah, and then we're taking a 180.
We're like going back to the intensity of the metal song, but it's electronic.
Mm-hmm.
Totally different vibe.
Yeah, and it was kind of not the first time you did this with Bones.
Bones
as
well.
well.
I started sniffing at it with Bones and seeing if that kind of thing could work. And my mother told me it's taking that to a new level. And also I'm just so proud that I was able to mix that kind of thing, because like typically there's a reason that bass voices aren't in most pop music and most electronic music. It's because it's really hard to put them in with huge kicks, huge sub basses. It just doesn't blend. But if you listen to My Mother Told Me, you will hear all of the bassiness, and you will still hear Eric Holloway's F-sharp ones right in the middle without interfering. And I am just incredibly proud.
Nasty.
How hard, like, it hits so hard. We fully showcase Eric's absurd low range. It's a classic. That's like the most like Viking / sea shanty song.
Mm-hmm.
Like, just checks off those categories big time.
Yeah, and you did a great because My Mother Told Me it's a very repetitive song.
So repetitive.
Which I know you know from arranging it.
Yes, so
but,
repetitive.
You just nailed it, keeping it interesting. Like the way that
Thank you.
when the EDM eventually comes in, and not I'm spoiling anything, but once the EDM eventually comes in and stuff starts switching around, and you have the kind of syncopation with the lines.
Yes. Yeah.
It just makes it so interesting. And a cover that I have, because like Hoist the Colors, I've been on a bunch of different covers of My Mother Told Me. Well, I guess one traditional, one metal, and now one EDM. And no, it was very impressive with what you did with that song. So
Thanks, man.
So cheers to that.
Cheers to that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the intro is like a totally original intro. Voices and a little bit of weird bassy electronics kind of in the background. Then it goes like very traditional. It's just us. Eric's not even in there yet. Then it goes to like heavy kick snare, some electronics. That builds. In the third section, it seems like, okay, now it's starting to feel a little repetitive. And then it goes into that breakdown. And then builds back up into the big drop where you have the two different rhythms of the traditional song, which then you hear them both happening in various places. Then it goes back to just voices, this time with Eric. And then the big final section.
Exactly.
So it's literally the same text for like 6 verses, but it has enough variation to where it does stay interesting.
Yeah, just like, especially because we were listening to all these mixes probably like 2 hours ago. And just when everything's like that part that you were talking about, and then it just goes back to the voices again. And now that you have Eric in it really shows off. Like you got to find the good part of the song to put Eric in. Usually later,
Yeah.
like that's why I pulled it off with Hoist the Colors. I was like, if Eric needs to be a soloist, and I know I want him like down there.
Yep.
He's gonna be the last verse. Everything else is just cut out, and it's gonna be plain and simple him.
It was perfect.
And yeah, shout out Eric.
Shout out Eric Holloway. We love the man. One of the lowest voice, probably the darkest voice I know.
It doesn't sound real.
It doesn't sound real.
Yeah.
I did the Rachmaninoff, like down to the B flat, the famous one. So I took that passage and put it in My Mother Told Me in the intro, if you listen closely.
Yeah.
Eric does that from F sharp down to the low F sharp, and then goes to the E, and then back to the F sharp.
Nasty.
So like one of the lowest basso profundo choral lines in history, and he does it like a fourth lower.
Nasty.
Nasty.
Who else but Eric?
And then to finish off Dragonborn.
And
Hilariously,
yeah.
Marwan did not enjoy arranging this song at all. He was
he had a lot on his plate.
yeah, he was like fighting. He kept being like, God, I like this. I'm not passionate about this song. I don't like how it sounds. Yada yada yada. He sends us the demo. It sounds awesome, and it has just continued to level up and up and up. And we hired the string orchestra, and it's amazing. Like, we're in a position where we can do that now. Even
Yeah. Like looking back to like when we first started out, we were literally doing everything ourselves. We were doing, because that first EP, we all, besides me with editing the video, we all did our own arrangements, recording, mixing, or editing, mixing, mastering. My sister did the video.
And none of us were as
mine.
good at it then.
No, yeah. I kind of wanted to see if, because I still have my session, or at least I think I still have my sessions.
I don't know if I have one. I would love to remix it. I mean, I didn't know how to mix voices at all. I could do EDM then, but a cappella, I had no idea what I was doing. I didn't know how to put reverb and delay the right way on a voice.
Yeah.
Didn't know how to EQ a voice. Didn't know how to pan anything. Didn't know how to... I mean, it was just a mess.
Yeah. Yours was the first one we dropped too.
One.
Yeah. And I think that was the only style video that we had of that style that we did where it just stayed
One take.
those screens. Yeah.
One take all the way through.
You know, it was funny. We when I was actually that was the easiest one to record of that.
Oh,
EP.
really?
Hardest one was Tommy's by far.
Yes, Tommy.
But,
well, we
my boy.
we remember how we did another very hard Tommy video today, didn't we?
Love you, Tommy.
We shot for 5 hours for Valhalla Calling. Yeah, that was the first song on the not even the Bass Gang channel at that point, because that was like originally going to just be like a one-off project for us. It's like, hey, you guys want to do something together? Mm-hmm. And then we did that EP, and then we're like, maybe there's more to this.
And now look where we are.
What if I had never messaged you guys for that?
Oh my God. I don't know how the world would be. It would be a little bit less baseless. A little bit more baseless.
a little bit less bassy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn. But no, there was such a charm to that first album.
It's
'Cause
true.
We had a good time doing that.
We did.
It was the first
we
time.
figured out how to make it work. Mm-hmm. Which is remarkable.
Yeah.
I always tell people about like how enormous our Google Drive is.
Yes. How many folders do you think we have in there after now? Especially after looking at all the folders in the video section for Valhalla.
I mean, hundreds and hundreds. There might be 1,000 if you go through every folder and subfolder.
I would not be
There
surprised.
might be 1,000 folders.
I would not be surprised at all.
So we've got it. We've got it dialed.
Mm-hmm. It's
at this
bigger.
point.
It's bigger than the Wellerman's Google Drive.
I'm not. Well, the Bass Gang stuff is complex.
Yeah,
It's complex,
it's-
and the videos are much more complicated.
Yeah, because we're doing everything in house. I mean, despite whether if we like hire someone to edit videos, still we like have to, since we don't have a label
We're an independent
under to send
artist.
it to.
Yeah.
We have to handle so much more.
Yep,
But that's a thick Google Drive.
it's a thick Google Drive,
Yeah,
and the revenue splits are thick because we don't share it with anyone,
exactly.
which is
Shout out to that.
which is pretty nice. That's why I'm saying if we can get both, if we can independently get the Bass Gang to 1 million monthly listeners,
That's the
which
goal.
I think is totally possible.
Yeah, we'll see after this EP.
For real. This EP could absolutely go bonkers.
I can't wait. Honestly, I can't wait till we do another one where we record like music videos in person, like we did in Czech. I don't know if to that scale. We'll probably do one eventually again, but like that was so much. It was a lot of. It was stressful, but like so much fun.
One of the greatest
Oh
experiences.
my God! Just
ever.
like and each venue or each place that we record at kept getting better because we had that sand mine that we started off with,
Friend Like Me.
Gosh. And we talked about how when it was like our project, like me with Friend Like Me or you with Gaston, we kind of took charge.
Oh man,
And we were just fueled. We were just
became the co-director.
yeah.
Yeah.
And we kept like coming up with ideas like mid shooting, like, oh, we could do this and this and this.
Listen,
and this.
that was the only way it was going to get done.
Yeah.
Because we were all, I mean, it was kind of a first time for all of us making that big of a project happen.
Yeah.
It
was, and we pulled it off.
Yeah. Those projects are the greatest things we've ever done, for sure. I'm hoping that, I think musically I might like this new EP more. Mm-hmm. I just love the epic stuff. But I really hope as our fan base grows that I just want more people to see that EP.
It's so
because
good.
the videos are so like, dude, it's the least popular one on the album. The Be Prepared video is unreal.
Dude, that shooting location in the cave.
A nationally protected cave.
Okay, I was thinking about this literally like 2 days ago when they were setting up the cameras initially. Peter and I were like, let's go like really deep in the cave and just explore. So we eventually found this like part, and we're like, where there was no more like lights, because there were like lights throughout the cave and stuff. There was no lights
probably
there.
Like a quarter mile beyond where we were shooting.
Yeah.
Or so.
And we just decided, let's turn off all of our light. Like we had flashlights on, let's turn it off. I have never experienced true darkness, and I didn't think it would have an effect on me until then.
Yeah.
The lights turned off, and my body immediately went, this is wrong. Turn on the lights.
This is wrong.
We need to get out of the
This
darkness.
is wrong.
It was crazy. We were kind of jumpy after that.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Dude, that's an incredible video. Mm-hmm. And we had so much fun because we were not the center of attention in any way. It was like it was all Tommy, and then it was just he took the he and Shimon took charge, and they figured it all out, and we were just dicking around.
Exactly. We just screwed off to it. We had our Euros. We were eating our Euros. There was that one part where we had to film so much when we were like crouching down, and we didn't use any of that.
Yeah, we didn't use any of that.
Our fucking knees after that.
That first shot when we hit the E1 subs and it like pans up with us with the lanterns, dude, that is like cinematic genius. I mean, that video is amazing.
There's so many incredible parts of that video. There's with the shadows on the wall when I think it was
we were pulling the lamp.
Was it you and me?
Yeah, we were pulling the lamp.
Yeah, we were pulling it back and forth, and the shadows were just
literally
like
bats
on the
are
wall.
flying around.
Yeah, the bats.
Literal bats.
Yeah, because
you see them in the video.
When we first got there, like we'll see like a bat occasionally go around, but once it got later into the night, we had like dozens of bats just flying above head.
There were a bunch of bats.
Just like tweeting and stuff like that.
Yeah.
That cave was awesome. And then we had a lot of fun at the what was the other one? The obelisk was really cool. There's a lot of cool areas around there. Remember that archery setup?
Yes.
In the back? As soon as we're finished shooting, I was like, I'm going to archery.
My favorite part about the Arabian Nights shoot for us was that Casper and I think one other crew member in the burning hot sun had to hold up that mirror to reflect the lighting towards us, and they're just drenched in sweat, just making it work. And we're here with like sunglasses in the shade, just like singing
so
our
nice.
parts.
It was a hot day, and we're like, whenever we could get in the shade, we were good.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And we were filming in the shade most of the time.
Yeah.
Those poor guys out in the sun just
They're troopers. But that was the easiest shoot, at least for us.
yeah.
And then we had Gaston, which was delicious.
Oh my gosh. And then I was in the zone there, so I didn't even eat till everything was done. I was drinking the beer.
Oh yeah. Dude, I was while you didn't enjoy it, I enjoyed that meat so much. We got
The King's Feast.
yeah, the King's platter.
The King's
we got
platter.
like 2 of those, which is essentially this giant platter of like sausage, chicken, beef,
It was like
ribs.
10, 15 pounds of meat.
Yeah. And we just had like 2 of those, and since we had like 20 extras or something, it was
Yeah.
their meal, and we just had them all their plates and stuff full with meat.
Yeah.
And whenever we stopped shooting, I'd go over and I'd like grab a sausage and have a little chicken wing.
Yoink.
And we had the beer, and it was so good.
Another great video. Guys, if you're enjoying this behind the scenes chat about Volume 3, there is a video, I'll leave it here, that is a full documentary about Volume 3 that Casper made.
That was a great documentary.
Dude. I mean, we gotta go to Egypt.
Oh, should we? Oh my god! You know who I was thinking of? That dude who was at our place, like outside in the back when we went through, and he's like, come on in, guys." And he tried to put the light in us.
He was enlightened, Bobby. We just didn't understand.
Yeah, he was on another level. He was already on volume 4.
We got back from something, and it was like 3 a.m., and he was about to go out. He
Yeah.
was like, "You guys want to come?" We're like, "No, we're okay. We're good for the night."
And he's like, at least, come on. I got like drinks and stuff out back. Come on. And we're like, okay. I think we just had karaoke or something.
It was karaoke, yeah.
Yeah, and we walk back with him, and he's just like, he's just like talking about random things. He's
energies and
the energy.
the energies.
He's like, I got the energy, and
I got the energy.
stuff, and we're like,
It's like, you guys got the energy.
yeah, all right,
Yeah, it got. I wish I remembered specifics because it went beyond energy. Because I talked to a lot of people that are into energies and whatever. That's cool. He went way further with it. I can't remember how, but he went way further with it. He was talking about like skin and feeling the energies in his skin and like.
Exactly. It was so strange.
Was like our first or second night there.
I remember the feeling of it. I think that might have been our first.
Because I was like, shit, should we like change places? This guy's gonna be like fucking weird the whole time.
Yeah. Oh, and then the owner came out. Like he was like in the back, and he came out, and I remember he like looked at us and looked at the guy and was like. He was like, oh, sorry about my friend. He's kind of crazy. And the friend's like, let me put on a song. You guys need to hear the song.
Oh, yeah.
It was just this random song. And he's like, just
like
close your
noises.
Eyes. Yeah. And he's like, just think,
Yeah.
just give a little prayer. And we're like, all right.
You know what? I'm praying for that guy right now.
Wonder where he is. Probably still in the Czech Republic.
Probably still there.
Yeah.
Man. But Egypt.
Egypt
2025. I really want to make it happen.
Me too.
I really want to try.
I mean,
it's going to have to be in between your tours and when I'm not at Aspen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'm sure we'll find a time.
I think we can do it. And like truly getting there is the only expensive part.
Yeah.
Like even what I assume, even hiring film crews will be like, we can probably do this all on base gang money, but we might also have a Kickstarter. So keep an eye out.
Yes. And especially just with the money that we've been making from YouTube and from streaming and from Patreons. And thank you
Big
so much.
Shout out.
Yeah. Like without you guys, we wouldn't have been able to do Volume 3 and stuff like that. And
Volume
for the
3
Kickstarters
would not exist. Think about that.
Yeah. And so I think it's
Egypt.
very much in the cards for Egypt. to
My
have
brother will be coming, by the way.
Yes. Yeah. I haven't met your brother. Yeah.
No one's met my brother.
A fellow bass voice as well.
He is.
Yeah.
And he's a singer. He obviously didn't pursue it professionally, but his voice is just as low as mine.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Damn.
And he's the man. And he's been into ancient Egyptian technology.
Oh.
Have you heard of like ancient technology? Like there's all this research coming out about like how we might have gotten the timeline of like human technology development wrong. And like how a lot of it could have been like basically like buried in cataclysm from like tens of thousands of years ago.
Yeah.
Fascinating. So he got super into that during the pandemic. And so he really wants to go check out. He's been to like Angkor Wat, and he's been to like a bunch of places in South America where like a lot of these sites are. And so he's trying to make his way around like basically the globe.
Yeah.
In his free time, checking out these cool places, and of course the pyramids, and
Egypt is a
one
place
of them.
to be.
So he was like, "Dude, I will come along. I will help out. How you guys?" So Walt's gonna be the guy holding the big mirror next to the camel while we're
He'll be sweating for us.
shooting. He would, and he lived in Africa for 3.5 years.
Oh, damn.
He lived in Cape Coast, Ghana.
A well-traveled man.
Very well traveled. He lived in Vietnam. He's lived in Africa. He lived in Hawaii.
That he'd be I'm sure
cool-
he's a very interesting dude to talk to.
Very interesting dude, and he can absolutely handle roughing it, and he will absolutely be the guy holding the mirror.
He'll hold the camels.
He'll hold the camels for us. The camels will ride on Walt around the desert.
Shout out Walt. We all need our own Walt.
We do.
sometimes. Yeah.
Walt. Cheers to Walt.
Cheers.
Bobby, I think it's about time we wrap it up here. How about any final words to our lovely listeners? If you're still here, my goodness, God bless you.
Yes, thank you so much for watching. I mean, this is the third time, and Peter and I have done this, the first in-person time that we've done an interview like this, and I'm sure we will have more in the future. But no, this has been just such a good time to kind of just recount some of especially the bass gang memories that we've had through all of the previous EPs.
So great.
Because when you think about it, we started this very, very early, like January 2021. Now it's October 2024. Time flies when you think about it. Yeah, right? And so everything looks like it's just this next EP is going to be amazing.
Amazing.
And it seems like it's only up from here.
Yeah.
So
We just my motto this really this whole year has been just keep going. Like it's really difficult when we're up against the kind of short turnaround of social media and the numbers and yada, yada, yada to like want success immediately. And we've already found a lot of it, way more than most people ever get to who go after music. But like the real success happens over a long time horizon, a very long, not a social media time horizon. So I've a lot this year really started thinking like, what's this going to be like if we just keep it up for a decade? If we just keep making better and better stuff for a decade, you know that line goes.
Yeah.
So we're still on this flat part really before it goes like this. And that's with 100,000 monthly listeners on Spotify, shooting music videos in Europe, like making a reasonable amount of side hustle money from this thing that we're so passionate about. And we're not even. So if we just keep it going, if the Wellerman just keeps going, if the Bass King just keeps going, if we keep doing our own individual stuff, if I keep singing opera, all of it.
And we're still young.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we got plenty of time to do this.
I'm fully convinced.
Hell yeah. All right. Well,
thanks for coming on the show, bud.
Thanks again for having me, man.
And you will certainly come back on. I was thinking there's this, just before we sign off, my favorite podcast is called Modern Wisdom. The host is a guy named Chris Williamson. Could not recommend it highly enough. And he has a number of repeat guests, but there's one guy named Alex Hormozy who's like this absolutely brilliant entrepreneur who has some really cool philosophies about life. He's one of the guests that comes on like once a year to the show. And so like I feel like that's going to be
Hell
You're
yeah.
going to be my repeat. Also, your episodes on streaming are by far the most popular.
Really?
Yeah,
Really?
Not on YouTube. They do really well, but like the Jeff one and the Tim one are like
Obviously,
crazy.
yeah.
But on streaming, yours are the most popular.
Hell yeah. Let's keep that up.
Cheers to that, man.
Cheers to that.
Until next time.
And until next time.
May the bass be with you.